Welcome to a new series of videos where I'm going to showcase stuff of Aeneas that I think you should check out. This time I'm going to start with avatar templates and tutorials by Business Lawyer. It's a very old world, it's continually updated with new stuff from Business Lawyer, and it makes setting up avatars a breeze. Let's show you what's here and what you can do. On the left here is a video for setting up simple floating head avatars and then a quick way to do that. I've already done it, so we'll ignore that part. Just follow up the video. You can drop in this mesh here into the center of the avatar creator and hit go. It's just a really quick way to show you how to make a floating head avatar. Next up is a jaw setup. So this will apply a jaw flap to an avatar. I don't see this one being used that much these days due to the let me turn private UI off for a second. Here we go. Due to the rise of Visemes being supported, but when they weren't, this place was where you would go to make a draw animation work when you talked. So here I have a Yin from Builder Yin, thanks to Dan Hyena and Syfy for creating these models again. And you'll see here I'm not talking, like my jaw isn't moving when I talk. And that's because I've removed the jaw setup so I can re-add it here. So you can go ahead and stand or float on these platforms, and then you just need to follow the instructions. So here, stand on platform with your avatar equipped, press the big button, re-equip the avatar on the platform, and adjust the setup. You need to ensure that your avatar has a jawbone called jaw for this to work. I know that this one has, but I'm going to show you how to double check. So if you spawn out a dev tooltip, and inspect the avatar. Go to the root of the avatar, go into the armature, go up the armature till you find the head, go into the head, and then you can see if there's a jaw or not. So here's a jaw. So we know that we've got a jawbone set up. That's how you find it. So just try and find that bone. If it's called like potato or something, you can click here, edit that, and send it to whatever it is. I will leave it as jaw though. So with that done, I just stand here, I push the button, I then re-equip the avatar, go to the mirror, and I start talking, and you'll see I am now jaw flapping. You'll see there's too much of a flap here, it's clipping with the hood a bit, so I can just go and control this one, which is how far or how wide your mouth moves. So we can go down here a little bit. There we go, that's really subtle, so we'll make it a little bit bigger. This is good. Maybe more. Here we go. There we go. So now I've got a nice jaw flap going. If your jaw doesn't go up and down on the x-axis, you can also change this here. So you can say move on the y-axis, and now you'll see my jaws going side to side. That isn't applicable for my jaw, but depends how you set up the armature. Also do Z here, which is really weird. Looks like I'm side talking at you. So we'll go back to X. You can also do move rather than rotate, which has a different effect. This here will, as you see when I talk, it's actually moving the jaw. It depends on what you need here. So if we did Y, this would probably look a bit better. And we up this, you'd see this now. Oh, maybe negative. Yeah, you'd see we now get somewhat similar effect. It's horrific on this avatar, but it might be suitable for others. So that's the jaw setup. Like I said, not that useful these days due to Visemes, but if your model doesn't have them, feel free to use it for jaw flaps. Super useful. Let's move along now. So here is the eye setup platform. So I'm going to go ahead and hop into this Nanochi, which has got a little bit more easy to look at eyes than the non-pupil eyes on the Yin here. So you'll see here I have two eyes, left and right eye, and they're not moving around. They're kind of just a dead stare right now. So if you look to the left here, it says, make sure the case-sensitive text fields below match the bone joint names of your avatar. So again here, inspect the avatar, go to the root, centered root node, armature, hip, spine, chest, neck, head. And you'll see here, left eye and right eye, and they match the spelling here. So if that's done, we now need to just position your head on the floating green thing, I like how it's called green thing, so that your avatar eyes look through the opening. Press the big button. So we're just going to look through this. Press the button. Re-equip the avatar, and then take a look. You'll see my eyes are now moving around. They'll also look at things, but they're a bit buggy right now. And that's because the max swing value here needs to be set. So if we drop this down, you'll see they now move less. This is all trial and error. You can play around with it as much as you like. There's various weights here, all sorts of things you can change here. The weights here change what the eyes prefer to look at. So user head weight means it will look at a user head that's nearby, so another player's head. User hand weight controls if it will look at your hand or another hand, how close that is to you. Gripping will control how it looks at something that you're holding. Eye separation is how far apart the eyes are. I don't usually change that one. Saccade speed is all to do with the random drifting of eyes that happens. That's called saccade, and you can change the saccade intervals up here and how far and how far apart they are and the offsets, etc., just to sort of control how the eyes look. I usually leave these settings by default. You can also change them another time once you've saved the avatar. To do that, just inspect yourself again. Hop up to the root. Find your armature, go inside, spine, chest, neck, head, and you'll find eye setup container. You can select the eye setup container here, and then all those values are here, and they can all be changed and tweaked later. And that's because this platform adds, in a super easy way, adds the eye setup platform to, sorry, the eye setup manager, which I just showed, to your avatar in one button push. So that's the eye setup platform. I'm gonna hop back to my avatar for a second, all the way over there. Whoop. And that's so we can go over the next tool. This here is the Effortless Equipo generator. It's super useful. If you take any mesh, so here we're going to spawn out a, let's find something cool. This traffic cone. So we got a traffic cone here. If you take a traffic cone and you select the part of the body that you want the object to snap to. So in this case, we want to make a hat out of this cone. So we're going to select head. We'll put this cone underneath this platform. De-equip my tool for a second, grab my cone, go back to a mirror. And now this is now a hat. Pretty much every hat you see in the game is made using this setup. And so if you see a hat, you've got that setup to thank for it. Next along is the, let's remove my hat. Actually, no, we can leave the hat on because it actually shows how this works as well. So this here can attach a near clip to your camera. So here you'll see when you equip an avatar, sometimes things like hair, visors, glasses, hats can obscure your view. Adjusting your near clipping can help with that. It's recommended use the lowest setting possible to avoid unwanted clipping. So here again, I can stand on this and I can hit set up near clipping. And then I can adjust that. And I'm not sure how that's going to show up on the camera. Let me see. Right, it's not going to show up on the camera at all. You'll have to take my word for this one. When I adjust reset angle, reset field of view, reset distance height. Okay, when I adjust this, I can see various parts of the cone coming in and out of vision. It's super useful for things like hair or accessories that are on your face that you might not want to see. Like I think there's near clipping set up on the Nanachi here to avoid these front parts of the hair, and on the yin here to avoid these parts of the hair and also the hood. Play around with that one. Let me take off my hat now. The last tool here is the avatar UI adjuster. Again, go in here, stand or float, doesn't matter, and hit this one. And you'll see here it's now showing where my various menus are. So there's a cone where my tooltip is, there's a ball where my grab area is, and where the menu is. And I can move those around by just grabbing them with the other hand. If you remember when you set up your avatar, you specified the tool anchors. This is an easy way to edit them. So I can say, hey, you know, my grab area is actually sort of down here for some reason. Or I can move my cone, my tool, and you'll move it here. And now you'll see that the laser comes out of that finger rather than my index finger. I can also move the menu here. So this is the menu. I can grab that and put it here, or wherever I might want to put it. When you're done here, you can just hit disable and then it will go away and then everything's as it was. One thing to note of all of these tools is once you've set them up, make sure to save your avatar. None of this saves automatically, so you can save after you've done it. Let me just... What's going on with you? Stand. There we go. So make sure to save everything that you're doing. What are you doing? Every time I walk away from this guy, he decides to fold his legs back up into them. There we go. So like I was saying, make sure everything that you use these for, save before you leave, or save before you go to another world, or save before you load into another avatar. Just all the settings are persisted. Otherwise, you'll have to redo these setups. The other thing to note as well is that you don't have to come here to get these tools. You can also spawn them out from the inventory. I'll show you where those are. Private UI on, inventory. Go to Neos Essentials, go to Avatars, and inside here you'll see Avatar Tools, and they're all here. So you've got the Jaw Setup Platform, Eye Setup Platform, Effortless Equipo Tool Generator, Avatar UI Adjust, Near Clip Setup. Everything's in this folder here. You can also find the Effortless Equipo Tool Generator in Neos Essentials. Just spawn it out, it'll appear, and you can use it within any world. Hope that's helpful and that you find some of these tools useful. Huge credits to Business Life for these. I didn't make any of these, I just show them off. Let me know what you think of this series. I think it's great to showcase stuff that other people have made. I use at least one of these tools every day, and if you count wearing an avatar, I use it like every day. Like something that this tool has done is being used every day by me. In my case for this avatar, as it has no eyes or jaw, is this. Like I move those around like extensively using that end podium there to control where my tools were. I will see you next time.